Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Let me weave you a...
Neutralizing threats. Leave the...
A little amuse-bouche. A burst of flavor.
Frost is coming! Dead reckoning! Getting gear! Frost is coming! Pair!
A dash of frosting. The pinnacle of excellence.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the...
Let's keep going, team.
Getting gear! Going under! Pair! Getting gear! Pair! Getting gear! Frost is coming!
A little amuse-bouche. Goose on the loose.
Providing cover fire. Now's our...
Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword!
Pair!
Attack! Let's light it up! I'm going in! Hey,
Give up.
watch out! Ah! Feeling lucky? Ha! Fire! Well, with rocks. Nice and spicy. Teamwork is dreamwork! Off we go! Eat this!
It's nothing.
All time, bro! Rain cutter. Rain outlines your wings of darkness.
Not too far now. Go! You're free now! Come here, you little rascal!
Up and away!
Mind your step! Yeah.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Farewell! Tell me what you see.
Rain cutter. Wings of darkness. Absorption test. Animal hypostasis emulation. Stand clear.
Not too far now. Time to say hello.
Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Huh.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. You're tough.
Cool it. Don't get frostbite.
Let the show begin. The night is cold, cold. My... Hi. Huh. Huh. Hi. Huh. Huh. Boba, get them.
Freeze. Ah, this moment will be frozen in time.
My guiding stars. Stars, shine for me. Oh. Huh. 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 Eat this! Huh. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Huh.
All right. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Everyone that's joined and been waiting. Thank you so much for waiting. I figured I'd try something a little different with the starting soon stuff and actually have something like actually playing in the background while you waited, so you wouldn't have to just be seeing a... You wouldn't see just like a blank screen. And then I would have like a pre... and then I would have like a pre, what was it? Like a pre-quest thing happening. Just figured this would like kind of streamline and front load everything a bit better, so yeah. Welcome. As the title of the video should suggest, unless I messed up the title and thumbnail. I did not. Okay. We are playing Escoffier's story quest. So what I want to do is I'm going to switch to some... I want to switch to some freeze units for this one. Preferably Fontaine as well. Maybe like... That'd be a good team to play with this one. Maybe like Lynette or something.
Is it time for a magic show?
Actually, let's do Risley instead.
Yeah, I'll do my best, but I can't guarantee a victory.
Who'll be from Fontaine? Charlotte has healing already, so that's gonna be a little counterintuitive. We'll stick with this team. Alright. Well, no point in dilly-dallying, because I do have something in, like, 4 hours. That should be more than enough time to finish this quest. I don't think it's going to be that long. Definitely not going to be Archon level, or Archon quest level of long. I think I saw like a little timestamp thing on YouTube, and I think the video was like 2 hours and 30 minutes, so... We're probably looking at like 3 hours, give or take, for this quest. Meanwhile, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Or I have no idea what to expect from the quest.
Is that Navia over there? Oh, it's been a while. Let's go say hi.
I also have no idea who's voiced and who's not voiced, so... Guess we'll see,
What you up to?
Guess we'll see who I got a voice here.
Shh.
Yes, Navia's voiced! Oh my gosh, let's go! Why the secrecy?
Get lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
Damn, okay.
It was an accident.
I'm sorry, did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise.
Why is she so aggressive? She won't even listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oh, hey, cut her some slack. You gotta at least hear her out.
Wait!
Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. Navia?
What plan did we just ruin? Well, maybe not we.
So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely is our business. We're going to stand up for him, whether you like it or not.
Overworked? I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Freminet can't handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
So I don't necessarily work in like food service, because my part-time is like more of it's like just like a boba shop part-time. But I'm really curious to know if I'm going to have certain like flashback moments with this. I will say my job's not like this intense, fortunately. But I might relate to some of what happens here. We'll see.
But Freminet can do the job, he just...
Monica, back inside, now!
Okay, but this Savannah person, whoever's voicing Savannah, is doing a damn good job. I love she's bringing the energy that we need to see from this kind of character. So props to the VA for that one.
Huh? But you said I shouldn't come back until...
Just do as you're told, and not another word out of you! Come on, we have work to do!
Wow, what a horrible person! Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again.
So, who was that?
Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer. Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of pressure on her staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk properly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw. Savannah is adamant that Frement's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
You were waiting for Savannah to leave, and then you were going to approach Monica.
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunk before she spoke. Did Paimon ruin everything?
Kind of. I will give props to Paimon, though. I mean, it's not easy to just stand up to a random stranger, so I will acknowledge that from Paimon. Like, that was actually pretty noble.
Oh, no, not at all, Paimon. Honestly, the way she was laying into Monica, someone had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't. And besides, I don't really think I'm built for espionage.
Either way, Savannah's seen you now, so you probably won't get another chance.
Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then. We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
Paimon will join you, 'cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Then I'll join you too.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Cendre anyway, let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast. A really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Escoffier.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that. This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica. She asked me to make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Hold on, sorry, give me a second. Okay.
Monica's the one apologizing? Huh. Clearly Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for everything.
Paimon, don't make this more difficult for her. Thank you for the gift.
Alright. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
A little highly strung, huh?
Looks like with Savannah in the kitchen, even the waiting staff are on edge.
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this. But that's a story for another time. Let's try this candy.
Ah, yes. Never underestimate Navia's affinity for sweets.
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on, dig in! Huh? Hold on, there's something written on the wrapper. Find... Escoffier?
Escoffier? Could this mean...
Huh? You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now. That's where we'll find Escoffier anyway.
See, with everything that happens in, like, a Fontaine quest, I am, like, so curious if, like, I'm so curious what we're gonna find with this, like, whole story plot.
So, who is this Escoffier, anyway?
Like, what was it? There's always some shady business going around here, so it's like, it's very easy to assume that Savannah's actually running some, like, underground, like, black market cooking thing or whatever, and that's why she's so high-strung. It's also very possible that this will just end in a cooking competition, and it's gonna be more casual like Veressa's quest. And the thing is, because I recently played Veressa's quest, I don't actually know what the standard's gonna be for, like, what the story's about.
Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Bourg, before Savannah. She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Bourg and restored the restaurant back to its former glory. Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Bourg's history. After the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Bourg? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
It's because of something happened and she got arrested, right? Like, she was in the fortress for a little bit. Based on what I remember from the program's, little lore tidbits.
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Bourg was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu.
Huh?
But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility, and she was sent to the fortress of Meripede.
Are we going to start? Is this what we're gonna act? Is this what we're getting into? Is someone All right, we're like 10 minutes into this quest or whatever. Already calling the ending because I'm gonna become my mom for this and predict the ending before we even get any hints. Savannah's running some kind of illegal drug business, and the best way to spread the drug around is through food, through inside the food. And she framed Escoffier so that she could take over as head chef and have more control over, you know, kind of like dispersing or distributing this drug around. That is gonna be my prediction.
The Fortress of Meripede?
Like, there's no way we're bringing up something as serious as, like, basically a drug being, there's no way we're adding, like, some, like, this whole thing of, like, the history of, like, oh, there's an illegal substance, and it's not gonna become a relevant plot point down the line in this quest. Like, it has to have been Savannah, right? Oh, don't be so dramatic. It was probably just a formality. I mean, we got sent there just for eating someone else's cake.
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident.
Really?
Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out. It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Well, about that...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
So I know what's happening here with, like, the VA for Escoffier is, like, I believe she's Scottish. I know she's like definitely in somewhere in the UK, but I think she's Scottish specifically. And so they're making her do an American accent. I know for a lot of people, it's kind of a, like, immersion breaking experience to kind of hear, like, bits of the accent come out. I think I also would have preferred if they just, like, kept her, like, voice as just European. Like, just let her speak in her natural accent. I do like that it's kind of, like... I like that it's kind of breaking, like, kind of, like, peeking out every now and then, though. Like, it makes the voice a little more unique that way.
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
How has the Hotel de Board made it this far? I'm at a loss for words.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Damn, he got a deep voice.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
I do like the voice that she has, though. I'm glad it's not just another, like, cutesy, like... I'm glad it's not, like, a cutesy, like, like a cutesy voice. This does feel like it matches Escoffier's voice a lot better. Man, I wish they kept the accent though. Like, I wish they kept her natural accent because like we really could have had freaking like Escoffier Ramsey moment.
Yes, chef.
Excuse us,
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
She is British? Okay.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
She didn't want to go back to Hotel de Boer?
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
Firmo. That's the second time we've heard that name. Who is that again?
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Is she a tsundere? Yeah, she probably has that kind of... Wait, is tsundere, like, not... I thought tsundere was limited to, like, romantic relationships. Is that not how that whole personality type is?
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
I loved that! That was so... okay, like, I don't know. The accent occasionally coming out is so... It's so good. Like, you heard that, right? Blunders. She didn't say blunders. She was like, Hilaire's making blunders in the kitchen. And I'm like, yes! I love the voice. It's... Oh my gosh. The little... I'm curious if it would have had this effect on me if it was just full British accent. But I do like that there is some bits of an accent still peeking out of this voice. Like, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah. Failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So you two must be the world-famous traveler and his companion, Paimon. Yes? Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
Yeah, so the only Genshin character with an accent besides Escoffier is Xinyan with her, like, country accent. But unlike Escoffier, Xinyan's country accent is like a fake accent. Like, the actual VA doesn't have that accent. So that is the only character with an accent besides Escoffier. Since Hilaire is working for you, you must be aware of the situation with Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navia has come to pester me about it. But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with their business. Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either.
Well, at least she's self-aware.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica!
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's,
Well, whatever the reason she came up with, at least she's convinced herself to go have a conversation.
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Alright, I'm gonna get some more water really quick.
People here really need to get more sunlight. Am I imagining things? Or is all this standing making me dizzy?
Have you ever seen these stickers on my back? Do me a favor and take them off. Malazines like to play prank.
Alright, we're back.
Wait, she looks like... Is that Escoffier?
Escoffier's back? Yes! I've missed her cooking!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, what's happening now?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
But, please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
Oh gosh, what is happening?
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what for Ma had to put up with. Then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
Damn, nice customer moment.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and...
Damn, YouTube comment moment. Oh no. Oh no, I know this feeling all too well.
We all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own. What happened back then? That wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that lumiline ended up in the food we served.
What is lumiline? Do we have like confirmation on what that is?
Lumiline? What's that?
Well, we're about to get context, I guess.
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
It's a flavor enhancer to stimulate the taste buds. I see. That's why it's illegal, because it's like... Yeah, it can make things, as it says right here, pretty addictive. Okay.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guards' list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high. Because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time. And now look at you. A fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
Yes. Fuck off.
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job.
We're on the second floor of this building. Is it wrong to say that I kind of want her to just have a little slip and fall off the railing?
You're not the boss here anymore, so stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Maybe we should give them some space.
Oh, Savannah! My
God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
That's none of your business!
What happened to not storming in and raising hell?
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Whoa, French. Why can't we have this with like the playable characters? Let Escoffier be full British, like this guy's full French.
Huh? Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tête-à-tête between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
Sounds like we're in for another history lesson.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
According to legend, the founders of Hôtel de Bord, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant. The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. Sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
I did a play one time in high school where I had to do a French accent. I will never do a French accent again.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts. And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hôtel de Bord into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge. It was you who put the rule in place, after all.
Thought so. There's your answer, Paimon.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hôtel de Bord anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh. No. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Bord to me.
What? The Codex de Bord?
The Codex de Bord? What is that?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Bord. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world. And only the present and former head chefs of the Hôtel de Bord have the right to read it.
So why does Savannah not have access?
Present and former? Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean. I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
What kind of secret message, like, what kind of hidden codes are we hiding in this, like... Is there something hidden in this book that we don't know about?
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right? They contain the exact same recipes.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift, to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they? And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Bord, per the recipe in the codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
You sound surprisingly confident. Alright then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show you.
She's gonna put the drug in, isn't it? She's gonna put the Lumiline in. Or Lumiline.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
I do apologize. This whole ordeal reflects rather poorly on us.
Wait, aren't you the boss? Can't you rein Savannah in a little?
I'm afraid it's not quite that simple. The Hôtel de Bord runs as more of a partnership, you see. It was founded by two friends, Modeste and Savelli, and it's been that way ever since. So, while I am technically Savannah's boss, it's not really my place to interfere with the business of the kitchen. To be perfectly honest with you, that's part of the reason why I suggested a cooking contest. If Escoffier wins, it would be the perfect opportunity for her to talk some sense into Savannah. Or, of course, if she wanted to return, then... but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever the outcome, this contest will hopefully serve as a turning point for us. Please, pass on my best wishes to Escoffier. I must say, Savannah surprised me with her confidence. Does she really believe she can best Escoffier in the kitchen? I thought she was just blowing off steam when she first raised the idea to me.
I can't believe I got to witness that firsthand. I only stopped by here for a quick meal. I definitely got my Mora's worth today.
I really am thinking like the drug's gonna make a reappearance. It's like at this point it's become like a major plot device that's just kind of like we're doing another Chekhov's gun by bringing it up in the first place, so it has to make a reappearance. And there's no way that Savannah would just magically be better at Escoffier without some kind of thing to like make her dishes better.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay, that's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
So anyway, what's this Codex de Boer she's so obsessed with?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. For instance,
Oh my gosh, what did I...
Legend...
My brain just went on autopilot there. Hold on.
Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of Fontaine cuisine, turning it into a much more vibrant and diverse scene. For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Boer was made using a special secret ingredients that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures. So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the most blissful and invigorating things they had ever tasted. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hôtel de Boer, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, And over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
It's a loud motorcycle.
Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hotel de Boer took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come. Something like that?
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century? Anyway, never mind centuries. Sibeli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime. And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables. It's only in recent decades that it started recovering. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
I like this I like the little history. Like, it's less of a Genshin lore, like it's less on, like, the lore of, like, the history of Tavad and, like, the whole, like, way that everything works in the world, but I like that this is kind of just more of a... Like, this is just still world building. I like that. I do like that we kind of got this little, like, world building tidbit on, like, just the restaurant itself.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it into the Codex?
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the Codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Boer of today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Vanigem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh! Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Boer, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows, maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right? Not to mention that the Hotel de Boer never would have fallen into a slump.
That's a good point.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the Codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
So why is she so interested in the original copy? Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Boer is the true head chef?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Vanigem. But still.
Oh, that just makes it even worse then. Yeah, like, it's one thing if, like, maybe it wasn't her decision and maybe she feels cheated, but if she's the one who actively was like, oh yeah, no, we should do this for her. Like, what the fuck, girl? Like, why are you gonna go back on your word like that?
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gâteau do the talking.
What does that mean exactly?
It means besting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself. even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula.
Jeez, you don't mince words.
However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Freminet. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de bourg is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
And that's where we come in.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up to the task?
Bring it on.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with some elementary mise en place. Show me your knife skills.
Show Escoffier your knife skills. Use normal attacks to cut the fruit. It seems she will collect the slices and process them into some sublime substance.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place is chopping stuff up without... Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using this cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients.
What's a cold press?
A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Display your mastery with the cold press. Tap your elemental skill to accelerate the cold press's progress. Then use normal attacks to let it do its work. It seems like the special substance extracted from the plants might come in handy here.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Hammond's never used anything this weird before. Cool. Not weird.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I've processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
Learn at Escoffier's feet and master her precision cooking. The flavorings you got from a multifunctional food processor can adjust the flavor profile of the dish. Strike a balance between fruity flavors and floral flavors to adjust said flavor profile and make a delicious dish.
Slowly and carefully. Not a drop too much, and not a drop too little.
Well, that was easy.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
With Escoffier's guidance, everyone completes the flavoring process.
Not terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, it could have been worse. But the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try.
Well, thanks to my excellent teacher.
That goes without saying. Still, credit where credit's due. You did well. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel de Boer's current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score.
Final score?
That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop! How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet? Choose wisely. I expect you to present the most delicious thing on the menu.
Oh. Since when did I have macarons? Actually, I want to see what happens if I give her, like, kind of like the subpar ones. Or, like, the average ones.
Huh. I know this doesn't represent what you're capable of. Try again, and this time, I want to see you make a proper attempt. How's it going? Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating commence.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to la food.
6 points.
Out of 10?
What? Oh, well, fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
Oh boy. Oh.
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Furina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Not the cracking sound too. That's crazy.
Me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Aw.
Yikes. She's a harsh judge.
Now to the final dish.
So, what do you think?
I'm scared.
This is our last hope.
I'm really scared.
8 points.
I got the highest score at least.
Darn, that's barely higher than what we got.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
Huh? How did you pull that off?
It's all that practice from cooking for you, Paimon.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen. I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
Picky? Paimon eats anything.
Hey, you made that last part up! No way did you taste that!
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's Hilaire! What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Boer, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
The voice really seems... Oh, the voice really is just, like, really, like, offsetting for me. Like, it's a really... This is why we need, like, the, like, more... Maybe, like, a more medium model for an NPC, because we have kid, and then we have adult. And this voice does not match the kid.
Huh. And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Oh my gosh!
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so much for everything you're doing for me and my family. I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Are you sure you're up for the task, Vermont?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. I'm sorry. I know I've been rather useless these past few days, but not anymore. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Bourg kitchen, so if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me. I think. I mean, I hope so.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Bourg?
I have not, but I'm fully rested now. I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now. Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
Oh? Do not tell me that Savannah, like, traumatizes men to this point. Or, hear me out. We got this lore tidbit that, Lumeline, like overexposure to that substance can create, like, nerve damage. Like, it creates physical, like, side effects. He might be experiencing nerve damage with, like, he might have been, like, might have happened with, like, Lumeline to him, and he might have, like, physical, like, side effects. And it's not just, like, mental trauma from Savannah.
What do you call this, Verma?
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Never mind, it is trauma.
Do it again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Bro, what the fuck?
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then Will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Whoa, Monica?
Monica, when did you get here?
Even I didn't notice you arrive.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. But anyway, Freminet, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you. I probably should have brought you something stronger.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong with it.
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it! In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Oh my gosh.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
I'm so interested to see what this, like, I don't need, like, some tragic backstory as a means of, like, making her feel, like, you know, I don't want it to be, like, a thing of, like, oh, like, she's a good person now that I know her backstory, but I need to know what actually is causing this, because this has the potential to have really good writing behind it, just to, like, flesh out an antagonistic character.
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out, or get out of my kitchen!
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh man, that must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
I really do relate to this from the thing of, like, a YouTube standpoint, because, yeah, this is a thing that I think about a lot when it comes to the comments. You're going to get comments that might be kind of harsh, but they will be constructive as well, so that you know how you can improve on your, like, content. And then I'll get comments that are just criticizing where I went wrong, and it's like, that's the big difference when it comes, that's how, like, I recognize the big difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Both can be harsh, but constructive will make you want to improve. Constructive will make you know where you can improve. Destructive criticism will simply make you feel bad for making a mistake in the first place. It will not make you want to improve out of a sense of, like, genuine motivation to get better at something. It will make you want to, it makes you not want to make a mistake. And that's where the two sides of, like, of those comments can, that's where they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, almost. I've always wanted an excuse to kind of talk about that experience because, yeah, it's a very difficult experience to kind of go through with the whole YouTube stuff, like, finding out where that line is for you on, like, constructive versus destructive criticism, and knowing, like, where, because sometimes the line is blurred. You don't always know when a comment is being constructive or destructive. So, like, that is something I had to, like, just time and time again just have to experience the YouTube comments to understand, like, when is someone actually being helpful to me and when is someone just making me feel bad for having a flaw. And it has, like, unfortunately gotten to points like this where, like, it is scary for me to make a video sometimes because I'm scared that I'm gonna make something, like, with a flaw and I mess something up and, like, people get mad about it. But yeah, I was expecting to relate to this on, like, more of, like, the food service standpoint. I didn't think I'd relate to this, like, this aspect of the story from a YouTuber standpoint. But yeah, like, this, I do really resonate with this feeling.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Each time I had to redo a dish, my heart sank a little further. Maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hopeless at this.
Dad.
Oh. I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. Ones that won't be resolved by merely seeking compensation. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
Monica's gonna help out?
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Navia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone out there, right?
Monica's like, come on, let me talk.
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then... well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's alright. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Freminet. I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
I hope you're right.
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
And Escoffier's gonna be like, ugh, no, Monica's gonna fuck this up.
Great! Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
I can help cook. It'll be good practice for the contest.
Alright, if you insist. Then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives.
Oh. Screenshot of that. Escoffier opted for a huge variety of dishes. Thankfully, both of us are skilled enough that, even though it was our first time working together, we had a great rapport.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
She dished out plenty of praise, and taught me an awful lot, too. The time seemed to fly by.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Oh my gosh, Navia's just asleep.
Wow. I don't know if I'll ever be able to cook as good as that.
So, this is what Chef Escoffier is truly capable of.
I wish I could eat that all over again. It's not often that Escoffier goes all out like this. And it's all because of you, Traveler.
Why, Savannah? Why?
What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modeste's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore.
What if, hear me out, What if Savannah is a descendant of one of the owners? What if that's why she's so, like, desperate to get her hands on the original copy? Because it's kind of like a family heirloom? However, that wouldn't explain why she came up with the idea to give Escoffier the book in the first place, and then double back on that. So either she, like, it had to have been something that she may have found out after giving Escoffier the book. Like, she could still be the descendant, but she might not have found out until after the matter. But that's just what I'm thinking. Like, she might have. That's like those are the two things. Number one, she has to have found out something important after Escoffier got the book that makes her want to take the book back. And number two, my prediction is that she might just be like a descendant or something.
The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing.
For her, it's probably not about how useful it is, and more an issue of head chef's pride.
Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point.
Were you two friends?
We were. At least I always thought we were. She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with. She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And she was always striving to improve as a chef. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Freminet and the other staff so much grief.
It sounds like you feel partly responsible.
Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role. And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with.
See, the other thing we have to remember, though, is... Or to keep in mind, at least, is that she might not, like... The nice and shy Savannah might not have been the real Savannah. Like, it might have just been, like, a facade she was putting up. And this is how she actually is.
I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex.
Speaking of Modeste, didn't he have a falling out with someone as well?
Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Bois, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Bois and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart. Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli. People started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured.
So what happened to them, ultimately?
Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness.
Do not tell me that Savelli killed Modeste. Wait, is this freaking Coco all over again? Did we actually get like a fucking like Coco from Pixar's Coco, where the fucking the bad guy killed his friend to steal his like fame and whatever?
And that was it. They neither had a decisive split nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends.
Not me playing into the rumors like that. Oh, but is it true?
Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of Savelli ever being convicted of a crime. Still, beyond a point, There's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go as badly. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut.
With you, man, which one do I go for? Well, let's be supportive. With you on the team, there's no way we could lose.
You're right about that. Just follow my lead and victory will be ours. Let's hope that Savannah isn't all sizzle and no steak. After all the work we've put in, it would kind of be a shame if tomorrow was a complete cakewalk.
I really am interested to see. It is very possible that, like, it is very possible that, like, what is it? That Savannah's gonna, like, put the taste enhancing drug into the cake. I want to see if there's, like, any possible, like, hidden stuff that we might find here that wouldn't show up. Just out of curiosity.
Forget about me. This is about what you want.
Doesn't look like that. Alright. Oh, following day. Damn. Okay.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see!
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
Let's see. Advertisement board probably has something. The strongest chef of today versus the strongest chef in history. A legendary contest of mastery over Hotel de Boer's legendary dish, the Gâteau de Boer, is about to commence. The prize? Custodianship over the Codex de Boer. Wow.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hotel de Boer and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Savannah, I've brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Monica? Huh.
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
Alright, good, good. Fair ways to keep it objective. Very good. No biases already.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
See, we have a British VA! Let Escoffier be British, guys!
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hotel de Boer cooking contest commence!
Alright, let's do this. Complete the objective by using the minimum amount of flavorings to achieve... Fuck. Make some gâteau de board using Escoffier's patented precision cooking. You can start the flavoring process at the seasoning table after obtaining flavorings from the cutting board and the cold press. Both flavoring types must be added in sufficient amounts to ensure richness of flavor. Add enough of both before aiming to balance out the flavors. And the dish is a wrap. Alright.
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Let's do this.
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly heating up.
Off to the freezer! Yeah, that should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Do 5 and do 1. Bam.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, Traveler!
Layer 2. Same principle or different? Okay. Where do I...
Alphonse! What are you playing at? That's not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do it again!
Yes, chef!
Oh, tension in the ranks.
So I have to add at least 2 servings
The
of
balance
fruity.
of flavors is about right. But the quantity is too low.
Okay, so just 2 here, and then bounce it back out with the 2. Alright, perfect.
So, what do you think?
Add at least 2 flavors. Okay.
Yeah!
Okay.
A little amuse-bouche!
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Enough! Oh, useless! Both of you, make like an egg and beat it! I'll do it myself.
Wow! Is Savannah serious? Can she really make up for lost time working alone?
Interesting. Okay, let's just bump this. Bump this. Oh. But we need to add floral flavoring. 3 here. Add this back. And then 1 more serving. Perfect.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg.
Use your elemental burst to complete the work.
The pinnacle of excellence!
Damn, not just decorating the entire cake, like, just doing an elemental burst. That's so funny.
That was perfect! We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together. Great work, team.
Why can't I screenshot? No, let me screenshot. I don't know if I'm screenshotting this. I hope I didn't take like 18 pictures with this. I did. I took like 18 screenshots. Okay. Let's let me just delete some of that from my camera roll.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
I don't think this is going to be the end of the quest, honestly. Just because I'm going based on like the timestamp, we're only hitting the 2-hour mark. But this quest was said, the quest that I like on the video that I saw on YouTube, in terms of like just purely the timestamp, was 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think that there's going to be a lot more to this quest. My prediction is that Savannah's dish is going to win, but we're going to find out that there's like a drug. Like, she put the drug in the stuff to make it taste better.
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
Also, hi, welcome to the stream, Abigail.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make gâteau de bois.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10. Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
I am indeed a Genshin fan.
Alright, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
And it's gonna be Escoffier's. This bad one's gonna be Escoffier's.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
Maybe it's because of poor teamwork? She spent half the time just berating her staff.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
But it's gonna be Escoffier's dish.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this cooking contest. Now, all that remains is to turn the plate over and reveal the chef's name underneath.
Oh gosh.
What? It's Savannah?
No! That's impossible!
Hey, Savannah! You cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
I like how Paimon's just saying what I'm thinking, because I'm like, yeah, she did something. She had to.
Well, someone's a sore loser.
These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. And everyone here can attest to that. It was Vanejem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge? Oh, or maybe her assistants let the team down.
You take that back!
Judges, we demand a rematch.
That's enough. What's done is done.
No! Did Savannah make Monica go to Escoffier to sabotage the contest? It's either that oh man.
As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served. Whatever went wrong and however it happened, I should have spotted it. Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want the Codex to bore that much, you can have it.
Escoffier, no!
But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over and I won. That means you owe me the Codex, and I owe you nothing.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done. But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss, just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
This is so, tense.
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here! Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's all right. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
But, Escoffier... Privately, I'm sure she's devastated, but what's done is done.
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Damn, she fucking passed out from that?
Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
She passed out for reading through the original Codex.
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following morning.
But why? Why would she do that?
Our best guess is, she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
Huh, about that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs. I'll interrogate the guilty gâteau myself.
Damn. It has to be the, like, they added something.
Have you figured out what it was?
It has to be the Lumeline, right? Like, once again, the Lumeline, like, a Chekhov's gun, story plot point. Like, they have to bring it back into the story.
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Because here's the thing. If it's supposed to be, my guess is, okay, if it's the Lumeline thing, it would have to be like a, what is it? It's a flavor enhancer, right? But if you already make a near perfect dish, and then you add a flavor enhancer to an already perfect dish, you can kind of, you know, it can basically overdo the flavor and make it not perfect anymore. And that's what I think it might have, that's why I think the Lumeline might have been a player in this, like, sabotage. And I think that Monica's the one who did it.
Is it really that bad? I made sure to taste test it before it was served.
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
An imposter among us.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
Oh. On accident or on purpose?
Food safety. Wait, you mean the Lumeline incident? So you procured the contaminated ingredients?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen. But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
This is crazy! So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I knew that Monica sabotaged. I knew that we were going to bring back the Lumeline incident. I didn't realize that it was Monica who did that on accident, mind you, but I didn't realize it was Monica's doing. That I didn't actually see coming.
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Oh.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only factor. So, you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that.
Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean... you forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them. Understood?
Understood.
This is exactly why Escoffier is the better chef. Like, look, she's providing feedback on how to improve where you messed up. That is the difference between her and Savannah.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof to back them up, though.
It's fine, let's just hear it.
Ugh. What happened to me? I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
You mean Gâteau de Boer?
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be. But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
I am kind of feeling bad for Savannah. I don't think that she is justified in... I don't think that I want to justify how she's been, like, basically abusing her staff. But when you give context into the backstory in a character, it just makes them an appealing character. It at least it gives... I think stories like this, like, there is more... I think depth is good for a story like this. Because, like... You know, I don't know. It's, like, not a... It's not like a true crime type of story we're telling here.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more unhinged. And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
She thought the codex from Escoffier was a fake.
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier purposely omitted key details from her recipes when she copied them out. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
Oh my gosh.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different?
I guess I would assume that just being just because you have the recipe doesn't mean that you... There's still the skill involved, right?
She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of their own.
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Oh, man. The worst part is I relate to Savannah's experience too. It's not a pleasant feeling getting compared to other people. That when you're doing your best and the only comments you get are just how someone else is doing better. That can ruin your self-confidence so much. Get your hands on the Codex no matter what it takes.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
So you let the Lumaline into the kitchen?
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
I have so much about
I
this.
sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
In that case, I'll go and update Freminet and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
Sure. Let's go.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
What is it, Escoffier?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose?
Not a whole lot.
Every year they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, a model of perfection. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows another goose to take its place. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at. But we humans completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Is this about you and Savannah?
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius. Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish. Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice.
I don't know if I'm misreading or misinterpreting this. I guess what I'm getting from what Escoffier's saying is that nothing's wrong with Savannah's cooking. It's the notion that it's like the what is it? It's the what is it? It's like the unconscious bias that because it's not Escoffier, it's already not as good. And that's at least what I'm getting from that. That it really isn't even Savannah's fault that the cooking tastes off. It's just the fact that everyone is putting Escoffier on this high pedestal that just... Savannah, like, people don't think Savannah... Like, other people don't think Savannah's capable. And they project that when they taste the food. Because Paimon had a really good point earlier. If Savannah's tried like 50 times, yeah, one of those times should have been right. And I think Escoffier actually has the same mentality as Paimon in that situation. That, yeah, it's not Savannah's fault.
I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of greatness.
I don't know if you're right, but I think that's a great thing to believe in.
Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then she'll finally see the error of her ways. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I'm gonna head to the Hotel de Boer and spend the night investigating. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Genius? Calling someone a genius is just another way of saying I'm too lazy to figure out how I need to improve. It's a defeatist attitude and I won't stand for it.
It really does. This whole story really is just really well written. Just not even looking at cooking, but just any profession. Like, I think that's what's good about this particular story. And I'll get into a whole possible rant about that if I have time after this. But it really does feel like it really does feel like more of just a reflection of just anything that you might have a passion for, and anything that's like an art form.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem isn't for a while.
I wanted to check on Escoffier.
Check on her? Why? What happened?
That happened.
Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
Oh my god.
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me.
You really did pull an all-nighter then.
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
Let me get you a fresh one. For now, you should get some rest.
Alright. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Coffee. Need coffee.
Does this have coffee in it? I guess this has coffee in it.
Strong, bitter coffee beans, transformed through expert brewing and balanced perfectly with rich, creamy steam milk. Wonderful. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up in your sleep when you get the chance.
How goes your investigation?
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Wait, what investigation? What are you guys talking about?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small, I can't believe it's caused so much drama.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, is it a stupidly small, like, physical ingredient type of thing? Or is it a stupidly small, like, social thing. Because everything we're talking about with like the geese, like the snow-winged goose and stuff like that, and all that, the idea that leadership is always changing, and like how we project our own ideals onto like the symbolism for an animal is, I really want this to end with a, like, the factor here is the social factor of bias. I think that's what I want. And yet, look at this kitchen. Seems like you had your own share of failed experiments last night.
Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her, only to find an empty house with the doors wide open. I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hôtel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping watch at Savannah's house.
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected somehow. Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored on his adventures.
Modeste? The founder of the Hôtel de Bord?
Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gâteau de Bord?
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way?
No.
Geez, Savannah. Anything to overcome a Gâteau plateau, huh?
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
Hold on. There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
If I'm correct about this, and Savannah's actually a descendant of, like, Modeste, I'm making my way up the hierarchy for Ghostwriter, guys. A letter received several months ago. It was you. You let the Lumiline through, didn't you? I knew you were responsible for purchasing the problematic ingredient that day. What would your good friend think, I wonder, if she learned that she suffered on account of your negligence? What would the people of the hotel think? So, I imagine you'd like to keep this a secret from Escoffier? Wouldn't you, Head Chef Savannah? A letter received by several weeks ago. Retrieve the real codex, by any means necessary. That's where the real treasure can be found. And you gave it away like a fool. Well then, you're gonna get it back, whether in a bet or by force, it doesn't matter. Oh, I know. Don't you have that cooking showdown of yours? And if you don't think you could win, why, you simply need to have your opponent lose. I imagine that assistant of yours might come in handy in that regard. What are you dawdling for? She was the one who concealed the secret recipe in the first place. Why else do you think you'd never be able to recreate her work? She's afraid. Afraid that you'll outshine her. What do you imagine everyone says about you, both within and beyond the hotel walls? Ordinary, they call you. Untalented. A hack. A failure who will never surpass Escoffier. And you know whose fault that is? That's right. It's hers. She's no saint. Never has been. So why hesitate?
It was you. You let the Lumiline through, didn't you? It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
Retrieve the codex by any means necessary.
Do not tell me that Monica is actually the big bad in all this. That would be such a crazy plot twist if Monica was the real villain in all of this. I don't know.
So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. Paimon needs a second to process this.
So crazy! Wait, that's so crazy. So we have like a third person behind the scenes that's also like pushing like these really. Wait, oh my god, this really is like a fucking chain. This really is like a fucking chain of abuse at this point. What the fuck?
First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
So did Savannah blackmail Monica? Or was it the other way around? Wait, am I right about this? That was kind of a throwaway. Okay, that was kind of a throwaway comment, guys, of me being like, oh, what if Monica's actually the big bad of this? That was a throwaway. I didn't actually think. Wait, oh my god. Meanwhile, somewhere deep beneath the sea.
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put 2 and 2 together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident. The demand for a cooking contest. The instruction to blackmail Monica.
Wait, so it's not... Wait. Who... Wait. The instructions to blackmail Monica... Wait, so Monica's not... Wait, or is that Monica?
Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
Wait, what is happening here? Wait, these twists are getting out of hand. I'm not predicting this far ahead into the future, guys. Wait, what? What's happening?
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Wait, what? I'm not processing a lot of this stuff. Okay, underground ruins. Yeah, let's just run this team. Yeah, this team should be good. And then Escoffier should take the 4th slot. Yeah. Alright, this'll work. Wait. Is this a Remurian ruin? Where are we? Yeah, this is around... No, not Remuria. This is like... Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck is this?
Whoa, this place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remuria. So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Oh, hello. Aww.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off!
Guess they're not used to seeing humans. Let's head further in.
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure logs by any chance? They must have gotten through somehow.
Good point. Yes, that's right. It's coming back to me now.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile. See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to head all the way back to shore and grab some.
There is no time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
You collect the maritime flowers and lumitoles in the surrounding area.
Yeah. A dash of frosting. Yeah.
Alright, let's balance the flavors out. Five. Three. And then two. That looks really good.
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
More pertinently, how do we actually feed it to them?
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who knows how long they'll be gone.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. What was it that Modeste said again? Something about the food flowing away on the current.
Okay.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
Alright, that's one. Now it's got to rotate it for the next one. Oh, we have to make a... Oh, damn, we have to a whole new...
The tracks turned back again. Ugh, so annoying.
Just add 5. Then we'll add 3. Then we'll add 2. Okay, then we just got to... Alright.
Hey, it's open!
Oh, a chest. some time ago. Oh, cutaway for... Oh, this is so cool.
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives. Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
Damn.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have...
Ha! Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor.
Oh my gosh. Monica's the descendant. Oh my fuck. Holy shit. Man, I had all the pieces laid out. I was like, Savannah's a descendant of, like, Modeste. You know, fuck. I had so many predictions that were actually so close, but I was just looking at the wrong perspective for these, like, predictions. But honestly, I will give myself credit where credit's due. At least I predicted that somebody here was a descendant of the, Modeste.
He offered Modeste his friendship, only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the countless hours I spent piecing it all together. So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
Does this confirm that Savelli did murder Modeste, or is she still saying this based off of a rumor?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done being bullied into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
Oh, did she bring her goons?
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
Oh my gosh, wait, Monica knew? Monica was already like, oh yeah, you poisoned the water bottles. Wait, that's so, like, I was so confused why Monica was like, give me your water. I'm like, why is it such a big fucking deal? Wait, that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, wait, that's so... I did not pick up on that.
You.
What's so funny?
Oh, you're too much. I thought I'd play along for a bit just to amuse myself. You gave a very rousing performance. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me? You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain, too. A complete waste of space. No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now, I failed again, for the last time.
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. But now the show's over. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had your chance, and now it's time to say goodbye.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alive! Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this? You're about to commit murder, and for what? A recipe?
A recipe? You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs. Well, some of us actually have bigger fish to fry. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg, and it's right here in these ruins.
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession? You've gone completely mad!
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient that Modeste sourced from these ruins. He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, and they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix.
Oh my gosh, wait, Monica's voice actor is hitting all the right places with this delivery. I'm so... Sorry, villains are hot sometimes. She's...
We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug. That's right, I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine. I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Seems like she escaped the commotion. Let's find another route and go after her.
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too!
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
Well, there is one piece of good news. At least Savannah is safe for now.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Oh, is that where we're going? Oh, I thought we had to go, like, around or something. Damn. I was hoping it would drop me some drops. Kind of low on the stuff. Oh? Oh, this is Romarian.
They were probably awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Nice Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
Where's she running, by the way? C3. Wait. Oh, that's cool. When 4 party members are Hydro or Cryo, all of them have their crit damage. Okay, so I don't have that because I brought Lynette. When Escoffier activates her skill, she will gain this effect for 15 seconds, during which she gains 5 cold stacks. Nearby active characters, apart from Escoffier, deal cryo damage with a basic attack. Oh wait, no, just basically any cryo damage that's tied to a typing. They will expend 1 cold dish stack to increase their damage dealt by 240% of Escoffier's attack. If you hit multiple opponents with a single instance of cryo damage, cold dish stacks will be consumed based on the number of opponents hit. Okay, so it's basically a Shenhe, but as a constellation. Okay, wow. Damn. Following the Exalted Harmist order, and in accordance with our Sebastus's most sacred, most beloved, benevolent temper, we establish here a blank as condolences for the naturalized barbarian soldiers. Savages it may have been, but they are also warriors. With the secret treasure granted graciously, the warriors' bodily desires are satisfied, and that they may fight on with 100-fold bravery. Oh, interesting. Damn, now me actually reading the lore. Now what? Oh, do we have to make another...
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Damn.
A dash of frosting! Huh.
Damn, what is this? Okay. 6. 6. 5? Surely it'll naturally balance itself out, right? No. My brain did not math this time around.
Off to the freezer!
Okay, I can work with this. I can work with this. 5, 1. Perfect. Okay, so... deliver us here. I do like how we're actually utilizing this gameplay mechanic a little more in this quest.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome Maritime flowers.
Because I do know that after this quest, we're probably not going to get this cooking stuff. So this is just nice that we're going to kind of get that. Like, we're actually utilizing this as much as possible for this quest. balance the flavors out. If I put 5 here and 2 here, that should be all we need. Yippee! Is this oh. Hey.
A little amuse boost. Yoo-hoo! Step on them. Over here.
Don't get.
I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
Wait, anything over here? Any hidden... No.
That's strange. These don't look Romorian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
They don't look that worn either. Could they have been left by previous adventurers?
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone at a later date.
Yeah, let's rummage around. They might have left a journal or something.
Huh, you really think so?
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen.
Well, I'm a pro at least.
Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all those treasure chests.
And bingo. We found it.
Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills!
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. It turned Gâteau de Bourg into a national sensation. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He predicted all of it. He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless fool. Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong? I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame. Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face. How about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake?
Doomed Yowie. Who said that?
Unfortunately,
Must have been the wind.
that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste had already died.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they found their secret ingredient, the birthplace of Gateau de Boer.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do with it.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't think it was Savelli anymore. Once again, we know that the Lumaline thing can cause, what is it? It can cause, like, the permanent nerve damage. It's possible that this secret ingredient is causing, like, if Modeste had more exposure to this secret ingredient drug, he might have had the side effects that caused him to get an illness that inevitably did him in.
The taste of Gateau de Boer has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong.
Like, cause this right here, if this is after Modeste died, this doesn't seem like any sort of, like, guilt of, like, murdering his friend. Like, it's guilt of just, I wish that we could have fixed things sooner.
But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the Gateau, but his sense of taste. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, it offers people the ultimate gourmet experience, but in the long term, it dulls their senses entirely. In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. We were just too late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself.
And then that basically did him in, right?
The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own life.
Oh, so it wasn't even an illness.
And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye.
Oh man, that kind of had a little tear for that one. A little tear in my eye.
Letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him? Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased it from history.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail, and how much more devastating it is when it happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gateau de Boer, proving that I had been right all along. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant too. What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details, leaving mere fragments of our story behind. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise. But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Oh no, we've got to stop Monica.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
So there isn't any more treasure, is what I'm getting at. Oh, anything secret here? Any secrets? Okay, so there's this, so let's take a read. The barbarians are... who take the blank are gradually losing part of blank. There is no cause for worry. The desire to break free from forms of flesh and blood is also the first step to guiding them towards accepting civilization.
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is mine! Oh, it's empty. It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth. All my painstaking planning.
I like how this kind of parallels Savannah's, like, thing with the codex. This is a cool parallel, because remember earlier in the quest, Savannah was, like, going through all of this trouble just to get the codex and to finally just, like, you know, just finally get what she felt like she deserved. And after finding out that there was nothing, there is no reward at the end of the journey, after everything that she sacrificed, and all the pain that she put on herself and other people, that there was just nothing to like, there was no reward for it. That is, like, you know, that was like a big thing, and how she reacted. And she's experiencing the exact same thing. She's putting so much people through torture. She's putting herself through this torture. And there's just nothing to show for it.
All that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Oh my gosh, okay.
Praise be to Lord Remus. You barbarian shall be slain.
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take
So is
these
Escoffier
Bolus
just,
out.
or not Escoffier, is Monica just dead?
This could get a little chilly.
Why is this place still shaking?
Maybe it's because of the fighting? Or maybe because Monica was too trigger happy with her explosives.
Either way, it's all her fault.
So is she dead? Do we gotta, like, leave her here?
Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here, Traveler Escoffier, come on!
Okay, I'm coming.
Whoa!
Oh, no you don't. If I can't get what I want, neither will any of you.
Damn! She fucking pulled out the gun? Okay. Monica's such a fun villain. I love her. I love her. She's such a cool... Damn, like... Stay strapped, queen!
I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're a psycho!
Savannah? When did you wake up?
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Hey, we need to go. We're out of time.
Traveler? Okay, let's go!
You better fucking come with us, Savannah. I am not letting you just die here for cathartic bullshit. You're coming back with us. Oh, good.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
Venejem! What are you all doing here?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on our merry derrieres? While the Traveler and Escoffier were out here risking their lives?
Mary Derriers. I love that. I love that line.
We had to do something. Even though that something ended up being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve any of you. And I certainly don't deserve to be your head chef. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. I acted like a tyrant in the kitchen. And now I almost got myself killed. Come back, Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time, every time.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back. If that's not an endorsement of your work, I don't know what is. At the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best to improve. That's all that's humanly possible.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Freminet and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Freminet? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you. And the way I stubbornly refused to go and see you after you fell ill. There's no excuse. But I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done. I heard that you can't even hold a kitchen knife anymore.
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Oh! Please! Oh my gosh, is he actually getting Lumiline spiked?
And as it turns out, she was lacing it with Lumiline the whole time.
I fucking knew it! I was calling that shit earlier! I didn't realize he was getting his tea spiked, but I was like, what if he somehow is getting exposed to Lumiline, and he's getting, like, nerve damage? Oh my gosh, I'm actually killing it this time. Yes!
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that means more fragile or more hot-tempered.
Wait, was Savannah also getting drugged?
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
No way. Wait. I don't want it to just be that Savannah was just getting drugged as well. Like, I do want it to be like an actual characterization development for her where she was actually, like, undergoing a lot of stress and pressure that she just actually lost, that it seemed like she actually lost, like, control of her emotions and had no way of coping healthily.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time.
You're already sounding a lot more confident.
Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that Firmin was likely not Monica's only victim.
You mean she poisoned me too?
I don't know if I really like that from a storytelling standpoint. Like, I don't want Savannah's actions to go completely under, like, the rug. Like, this is like a big mistake that a character could make in their life. And yeah, some actions are worse than others. Not everything can be completely redeemed, but she is going to try to fix things as best as she can. And the fact that it's being told, like, oh, she's also been, like, subjected to this drug is, like, I don't know. It feels like there's just a lot less to make up for now.
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time!
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there. So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world, while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting. So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
I like how I made a whole complaint about how, like, the writing of this is like, oh, it's like going back on it. I like how this immediately kind of just like, immediately they were just like, no, Spider. You know, don't be too quick on this one, because yeah, okay, so this actually is a cool, I like how we at least what is it, addressed that on, like, the whole, like, accountability thing. that it's only amplifying what's already there. Like, okay. So Savannah might not have been as, like, infuriating to deal with, but it does show that she still might have done, like, maybe some more passive-aggressive comments, or she still might have been a little harsh, or, like, she still might have had some issues as a head chef, even without the Lumaline. But, okay, this line right here, I'm happy that they at least addressed that, on the accountability aspect of the character, because, yeah, Savannah does not... I think Savannah deserves to try to fix things, but I don't want it to just be like, oh, all the blame is just, you know, shifted away because it was a drug doing this to her. Like, I'm glad she has to still take some accountability for this.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours? Is it just... I mean, is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
Oil, deliver on this last one. This has been a really good story quest. I need this message to come through the right... please make the final message of this good.
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Is that it?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature. All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with them. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night? It all comes back to one simple, undeniable truth. You're a genius, and I'm just plain old Savannah.
We still have a chance to turn this around. Please, bring back the goose mentality, bring back the goose symbolism. That was a really good, theme. Please bring it back.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something to do with it? Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years! I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down. And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel? And declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius? You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt. Or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes, learn from them, and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll make sure I never do.
That's our head chef.
Haha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hôtel de Bord kitchen anytime soon. Huzzah!
Aw, what a perfect ending to a crazy journey. Look how happy everyone is.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Aw, friends again. So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Yeah, it's nice, but maybe not all their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
Huh?
But But that was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
Right. And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back, and you barely escaped from a death trap.
No excuses! This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant!
Hey! So, this whole time you were salty about losing?
Oh, cutscene.
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
Oh my gosh. Is this Food Wars?
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Her tail seems very happy with the results.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
This wasn't for you, was it? You did this for Savannah's sake?
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions for me after everything that's happened?
What are your future plans? Are you gonna stay at the Fleuve Sandra?
I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course, but the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities.
Oh my gosh, we got the Xiangling callback. Let's go.
She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails. With her, nothing's off the table. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
You should definitely make Paimon test all of your most experimental dishes.
Hey!
Don't worry, it's not gonna be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food, I'll obviously do my research, make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers. Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
All right! So, do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Bourg?
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
Good luck to Savannah, I guess.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Bourg. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Bourg. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
She sold her soul for a dream, then had a rude awakening. Her life's work became a grand exercise in futility.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to us as Lumiline.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it seems to be the same thing. I was thinking like, oh, it's just enhancing your senses, right? So I was kind of just like I guess Lumin is just more like the more modern version of it, but yeah, I was like, the same thing, basically.
Huh? So then, why all the hype back in the early days of Gâteau de Bourg?
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then. So desserts were very much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute. Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
So after all that, there was nothing in those ruins but worthless junk.
We had the truth. I think that's pretty worthwhile.
Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
She got exactly what she deserved.
Oh, hey! Huh? Navia?
You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old. Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
The one that Monica smashed to smithereens?
Wait, isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
If only it was still in one piece. Some butterfingers must have dropped it or something. Ugh, it's such a shame.
Damn. Damn! That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Monica got exactly what she deserved with that. It's wild. I think I have enough for a couple wishes, actually. Come on. Give me an Aoife. Damn it. No Aoife. I'm gonna keep doing single pulls. I will eventually get Aoife. Surely I'll get one copy of this guy. Oh, man. That was such a good quest, guys. There's so much about this quest that's just so good from a storytelling standpoint. Like, just the fact that we're talking... When we're talking about... We're not only looking at cooking here, right? When you look at it from the bigger picture, this is something that reflects any hobby, any art, any passion, any occupation, and it's like... I think it just shows how human it is. Like, when you think about, like, celebrities, like big celebrities and big successes in the world, yeah, it's not just because someone's a genius in how they did something. It really is that they put a lot of work into what they wanted to do. They took time and effort to understand the craft and hone their skills, and that shouldn't be subjugated to a simple they're a genius mentality. I love as well the kind of like ideas that they're bringing in with this being like a like the mentality of also like comparing yourself to other people. That's a very hard mentality to break through, especially if you're kind of being like told it your whole life, or if like people just kind of keep whispering in your ear that kind of thought process. It's hard not to acknowledge all the work that you've put in and all the successes you have when people just tell you, oh, someone else is just, you know, when people just keep telling you how someone else is just doing better. That's a mentality that, yeah, it's hard to break through, and I really hope that this quest genuinely resonates with a lot of people. I want this quest to... Gosh, am I gonna make a whole thing on this? Am I gonna make a whole... I might make a video on this, guys. This quest actually was so good, and I want to talk about this a little more in depth with more of like a refined thought process behind it. Like, I want to like kind of refine my thoughts on this, because I think that there's so much behind the messages involved with this quest that just make everything so... It just makes everything so good. I loved this story, guys. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think I'll like kind of write these thoughts down first, and then kind of like, you know, refer back to it and just kind of figure out like what I want to do with this. But I do think I'm gonna make a video on this. There's so much I want to say about this. But okay, we are done with the quest. I do have something to do in about an hour, so I want to take some time to just rest up and just get ready for that. But thank you everyone who is here watching the stream, anyone who has been chatting this whole time, and anyone who is lurking in chat. Anyone who's watching the VOD after this, all of your support is very, very much appreciated. For this week in particular, I will have one more stream on Friday, same time as today's stream, where I will be catching up on the entirety of the 5.5 World Quest. So we will get to see... Finally, I'll get to kind of finish up that Saurian little buddy storyline. Still figuring out who, Yes, Seth, you've been messing with me this whole time in the quest, but it's okay. Still not sure what kind of video I'm gonna do next. I have some stuff in the works, which is a lot more of a higher production value, so I might make another video trying to like just to fill up the empty space in the meantime. But yeah, I think that'll be it for the end of the stream messages. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye!